Hi, we're at Fort Foster today. It's part of Hillsborough River State Park. It's a replica of the original Fort Foster. It's behind us here, and the reason why I'm starting outside is because I want to explain a little bit before we walk up there. It's it's on the original ground, and archaeologists say that it's almost identical footprint of the old fort. It's a little bit askew, but it's on the same ground. It's covering the same part of the river. We're going to switch around and check it out now. Start heading up there. Another interesting thing. This was built obviously in during the Second Seminole War to guard this crossing in the Hillsborough River. But the other interesting thing is that archaeologists have confirmed that this was a DeSoto crossing. So DeSoto landed in Manatee river area, and part of his path took him right over here, right where I'm pointing, about 100 yards on the other side, is where they crossed, and his men basically filled up that part of the river so their horses could cross over. So this is obviously not the original bridge, but this is the original area. This is the exact place where this fort was back in the day, almost 200 years ago. You better not be shooting us. Hi, shooters. All right, so this is the river. And like so many of these forts of this era, this never saw action, but it's still a compelling place from the standpoint of history. It's the Hillsborough River. A little low right now, quite a bit low. We're in January, so obviously it's going to be low. So we're going to go up into the fort and check it out. It's an exact replica. As we said earlier, none of the wood is real. And like most of these forts, or all these forts, during times that weren't being threatened, imminent threat, they would have camped out here and done most of their business out here. The officers' quarters would have been up in here, the bunkhouse areas. And because this is the rendezvous, the Fort Foster Rendezvous, this is, you have all your settlers here. Many of the same people who were around at the Brooksville raid last week, and then the Dade battlefield reenactment a couple of weeks ago. So basically all the same reenactors, different outfits, but same people. So this is the replica of the of officers' quarters. Quartermaster, supply officers, etc. This is the interior parade ground, basically. Bless you. Powder magazine. dried tobacco, forge. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cameras on its own swivel here. Here we go. Blacksmith's forge. And you'll notice in all these openings are for gunfire, shooting. Pardon me. So this isn't the powder magazine, I was wrong. This is the supply. Supply building.
So if they wanted something that wasn't drink, I take a work of
Yeah, that's the powder magazine right there. The shot and shell would be. I've been here before when there wasn't anybody here, but Brenda and I, and that was pretty fun. I was just talking about you. I said I've been here before when there wasn't anybody here but you and I, and that was a lot of fun. But this is cool too. You get to see some.
I see the 50 things I want to buy.
Yeah. Good thing we don't have any cash. They take cards. They take cards. I'm getting something to eat. I'm hungry. Uh-huh. And here's the other side. They only had two of these. One on that side and then one on this side, the bunkhouse officers' quarters. The enlisted men would have slept in tents if they were lucky.
Say thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
If you have any other chores or work you need done, just let us know in the freezer.
That's right.
Here's a period taco salad.
We have manual labor.
That's right, manual labor.
Manuel.
More firing holes and firing slits.
You're welcome.
Gotta
Welcome
love
to
it.
the infirmary. This is the hospital, if you will.
Absolutely.
The other barracks was, the other blockhouse is the officers' quarters. Well appointed. Now the soldiers didn't sleep in here day to day. They slept outside the living room. So we did provide them nice, comfortable beds here. So the boys were helping me tighten up a little bit.
Some more quarters area.
You had to close the door. They didn't want the kids being like, keep me sleeping, falling down the stairs. Come on in.
So that's it for the inside.
Welcome to the infirmary.
This is one of the most historical spots in the whole state. Not only do we have this, but once again we had the DeSoto crossing near here, which would have been 300 years earlier. So back before anything was here, before any white man stepped in on this ground, Hernan DeSoto was here, and his men came through here. Before the Seminoles, this would have been Timucuan, Miccosukee, whomever inhabited this area before the Creeks came down and converted themselves into Seminoles. So we've seen the inside and the outside. We've seen all the buildings. I don't want to say there's not much to this. This is a phenomenal site, but this is what is here. The men would have slept in tents beyond the walls. It would have been a place of great industry during the time of its occupation, but there were times when this fort wasn't occupied at all, when it was completely abandoned. So that's what we're looking at now. It's an excellent reproduction. Another good part about this particular site is that this is not open to the public normally. We've snuck it a few times the back way, but you're usually supposed to be here. And so it's not overrun with people and downtrodden and everything else. It's and ruined. It's a pristine site for the most part. So we're gonna pack it in, take a few pictures, and continue on. For the lovely research assistant and myself, we are out.